Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. A couple quick clarifications. Number one, I'm trading futures. If you don't know what futures are, I'll put a link down below to a totally free 4-part series on futures trading. And as a quick little thing that maybe gets you interested, especially for you stock and options traders that are annoyed and struggling because of that pattern day trading rule, there is zero pattern day trading rule within the world of futures. And second, I'm trading futures through a prop firm. What prop firm am I using? How do prop firms work? All of that you can get answers to at that link that you see right there on the screen. But in a nutshell, prop firms are a way for you to put very little of your capital at risk, and then you have a whole lot of upside potential. So like I said, if you want to learn more, just check out that link and make sure you do use that link because that'll ensure you get the current promotion. Prop firms are always running promotions, and that'll ensure you get the current promotion that is being run. But yes, that is a prop firm that I use, that I recommend, and they're really a pretty cool piece of technology, and I would argue a very good risk management tool. But all right, well, I will pause the screen recording software for now, and I'll be back as soon as I find a potential trade. Well, so far, really not even close to any trades, just a lot of choppiness. Down, then act want to go up, and then down, then act like I want to go up, and then down, then act like I want to go up, and then down, act like I want to go real down, and then back up. So just, yeah, I can't even say that have been close to anything so far. Just a lot of chop, 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 chop right now. That trend line might be something worth keeping an eye on, but as of now, the price isn't anywhere close to it. All right, that's a quick little update. I'll pause. Well, as of right now, price came up here. You saw me draw that yellow line and got rejected from it. It is now pushing up through, but that just, I wish it would have, well, there's the trend line break. Obviously did not trust it. It seemed a little bit too stretched by the time it got up there, but shame on me. That's been 54, 64, 74. Yeah, 20, about a 20-point break up through there and still going. Oh, I should note that down here I did do some trades. The nice thing about futures is they're basically open 24 hours. So these trades came from the previous day around like 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that is another argument I'd say for futures is there's a whole lot of time flexibility. So I just had some extra time yesterday evening. I thought, hey, let me pull up, see what the markets are doing. And yeah, I made a couple of trades. So yes, that's where those gains are coming from. Yesterday evening, that is. Again, because the futures markets, they do close from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day. And then they're closed on Saturdays. But besides that, they're open all the time. They open up on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Wow. Look at that break. Just kind of blabbering right now so we can continue to watch it go. But, well, do I buy a micro pullback here? Does the momentum continue? I think it's worth a shot. And maybe get some more movement to the upside. Trying 5 micros there, I'm in. I'm opposed to buying some more in this pullback. And there we go.
Orders.
Just scale in.
Orders.
Nice. So I am now up. What was that before? And I think $30, 35 bucks right there. I'm now up $331. And yes, maybe I was too confident in this move, but in my mind, that was a whole lot of upward pressure. So this pullback here, I had no problem at all buying some more. And I think hindsight will judge me as being way too aggressive on getting out. And yes, I was definitely way too aggressive because look how much higher it's gone up now. But yeah, in my mind, and I don't think this is some sort of like fantastic, brilliant, analysis of the market. But that right there, that was a lot of upwards pressure. That was a lot of upward strength. So as it pulled back, yeah, I was confident and was willing to get a little bit more aggressive. Granted, I was trading micros the whole time, so it's not like I ever had like a massive position anyways. And look at that. Yep. Hindsight has proven to me to be a So I was right to be aggressive, but yeah, in hindsight, wrong to be that aggressive on the profit taking. But I mean, it was still, I don't know what it was, like $300 trade. So, but man, and you saw me drawing that trend line. So right there, that is the power of charts. And now it looks so silly. Like I was worried that this was maybe overextended coming into it. I got to be careful though. I can tell I'm stewing. Maybe you can tell as a viewer, I'm stewing on the fact that I did not play that trend line break. I mean, the fact that I'm still talking about it and I'm, it happened several minutes ago. That means I'm just stewing on it. So I got to be careful that I don't, factor that into my decisions moving forward. Like a forced trade, or not necessarily a revenge trade, but just forcing trades because I'm frustrated that I didn't play that breakout. So I need to be careful of that. But overall, bought the pullback aggressively, well, moderately aggressively, and worked out just fine. All right, I'll pause. All right, I am once again interested in buying this pullback. Let's see if it wants to come down a bit more. Okay, I can maybe get a little bit of a come down here now. And that green line represents my initial entry point, 5 micros. All right, it's bouncing back up. Yeah, that was what I wanted. All right, never mind. I'm going to cancel all that out. I'll pause. And yeah, there's a move back upwards. But it never pulled back enough on that one for me to feel comfortable getting filled. So it is what it is. But yeah, maybe, just maybe, we get kind of an interesting dynamic here. Every single time it's gone up there, then it went up a little bit higher, then it went up a little bit higher, and then right there a little bit higher. So there's actually a bit of an upwards resistance trend line right now. So an interesting dynamic in that regard. Again, I'm just pointing out, look at those highs. Look how they just keep getting higher and higher and higher than the previous ones. So is this one going to push up like right there-ish? Will it go up there and hit that tip of the arrow and then get rejected back down? All right, I'll pause. All right, interested in this pullback here. If it wants to give me a quick scalp, I'll take it, but I am also interested in
Orders.
So got that.
Order filled.
All right, so slight gain on that one. Not a whole lot. I think like $40. I need to start to look down here and remember what these numbers are before I take the trade, so I can actually figure out how much I made on it. All right, but again, I hopped out because you can always get back in, right? Again, for you stock traders or options traders, you're like, man, how does this guy? He must have $25,000. Nope. Again, there's no pattern day trend rule in futures. I should probably turn down the voice about order filled. I don't know if that's blowing your eardrums out or not. There we go. Okay, that's good. Actually, there's news at 10. It's 9:56. I better sit this out because the news at 10 should add some spice to the recipe. So, all right, I'll pause. I'll be back at 10 so we can see just how exactly spicy it gets. But yeah, I'm gonna sit things out. All right, we should be able to tell when it's 10 o'clock. So we'll just watch and yeah. Can you tell? Could you tell when it just switched to 10 o'clock? So there is indeed that spice. Wow. That is why I did not want to be in it. Now, you can get paid very nicely, but two-sided coin. You can also get roasted in a hurry. And both sides could get roasted. So you could have some longs that got roasted on that. And then you could also have some shorts that are currently getting roasted as it just snapped quite back up. So sometimes it tries to roast both sides. That's why for those, I prefer to just sit and watch. But there it is. There was the 10 o'clock news. That is why you need to check the economic calendar. You need to be aware of the economic calendar. Because you know for sure there's at least a few people somewhere in the world that were not paying attention. And again, to be fair to them, maybe they're getting paid very, very handsomely. But when you're not aware of things like this, you can also get absolutely roasted. Wow, look at that. Started off down, and then, whew. All right, I'll pause. All right, as we've now come down, I am once again still overall bullish. Maybe I'm crazy to be bullish, but I'm interested in buying this dip. I'm not interested in going short or anything like that right now. Again, I will start off looking just for a scalp. There's VWAP. So I'm in and out in the blink of an eye. So you can see now that number is up over 30. I will look to start again at that green line right there. I'll also throw an order down there if it wants to give me that. Again, that last trade was literally happened in under a second. We'll see if it wants to come down and fill me at these lows. I am starting to get a little bit more bearish here. In fact, whoops. Oh, maybe that was a good thing. I don't know, I guess not. It could still have been a winning trade because, like I said, I'm willing to. I'm starting small because I want to give myself flexibility. That's the thing. If you go all in, yes, if you're right from the very beginning, you're going to make great money because you're all in from the very beginning. And if you're right and it goes in your favor, immediately you're all set. But if you're not, well, then you have zero flexibility. But if you start small, sure. If I'm right from the beginning, then I'm not going to make a whole lot because I didn't go in with full size. But wow. But with the smaller size, you get flexibility, and I like flexibility. Yeah, wow, crazy action. All right, I'll pause. I'm a few dollars away from 500, so always kind of not that I have to make $500, but I always like to say, $500 a day keeps the day job away. So that's not any sort of like hardline rule, but it also is a number that's always in my mind. And with commissions, I'm at about 493 right now, so it's like if I can find another quality trade to make, put me up over 500. I'd like that, but again, I don't want to force something just for some arbitrary number, especially when it's just $7 away. Because I've been there where it's like, okay, I need $2 more, and then before I know it, it's a red day. All right, I'll pause. I'd have an order to get short at the red line up there. Again, I will start as a quick scalp if it wants to give it to me, but if not, I am willing to build. So let's see what it wants to do here. So out there we go. A little stronger than I suspected, but still am willing to potentially start that process over again. I mean, is this thing really going to go straight all the way back up to these highs? I mean, I suppose it could, but that would seem like, statistically speaking, not the most likely situation. All right, I'll pause. Have an order to get short at that red line there. Okay, in. Out there again for a small little gain. Wow. I think there's some true strength. Not anymore. For it to come down a couple of times and then not want to break to the downs. Yep, and just there it is. There's the true strength. Played that one well in the sense of just getting out, because there was something fishy there. When it came down those couple of times and then broke down and didn't really release to the downside, not that it needed to crash, but you saw it budged a little bit, put me into the green a little bit, but there was zero follow through after that. And I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to take that. And yeah, I mean, I've been hard enough on myself, so I'm not one of these people that try to come across as always being right. I was wrong several times. Remember the trend line break earlier? But on that time, yeah, I definitely played that very wisely. Again, scroll back. There was some, good data there. Came back down, was looking like it wanted to come down. It broke down below that blue line, which was my entry point, and it did put me into the green, which is why it was a green trade. But I gave it a moment, and it didn't want to budge. It didn't want to get any sort of follow through and just keep on moving. And you can see right now, if it wants to get moving in a direction, it'll get moving. But it did not, and you heard me say, I think there might be some strength here, and then, boom, up it went. So I am now up over 500, and I think I'm losing it a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to say I'm done trading for the day, but yeah, I'm gonna just kind of go hang out, and it's 10:40, or excuse me, it's 10:10, which means I've been trading about for about 40 minutes, up over 500. Not sure of many places in the world where you can make $500 in 40 minutes. And I don't say that to brag. I say it to build context, because it's a little easy sometimes to look around social media and see massive numbers. And for those people, good job for them. I'm happy for them. But then it can cause you to look at your numbers and be like, geez, I'm not doing very good. What am I doing wrong? It's like, I would never go up to somebody making $50 an hour and then complain about making $500 in 40 minutes, right? I don't think you would do that either. So, like I said, I don't say any of that to brag. I do say it, though, that hopefully build context and give you a lens to which to look through your results at, so that you stay grounded in reality and then don't start to go off the deep end in terms of, man, I made $300 today in an hour. I'm doing so bad. It's like, no, $300 in an hour. Think about what you're saying. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's fantastic. Even if it was $50 in an hour, $50 in an hour, I mean, that's fantastic. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and call it good. Before I go, though, I do want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you're interested in learning the tools I'm using, how I build consistency, manage risk, and then much more, then definitely get signed up for the class. I will go over the framework. A lot of people show up thinking they know how certain things work, thinking that they're using tools in the right way, but they're actually not. And when you're new and you don't know, or if you're struggling, that may be a problem. So I cover a bunch of different angles, but ultimately I want to make sure you have the right framework to which you're operating within, so that you can approach the markets, approach strategy building in a way that makes the most sense. So if that sounds like something that could be of value, check out the link in the description area, or just go to claytrader.com/live to learn when the next live class is. So thanks for watching. As always, if you appreciate these videos, hit that like button. And if you're looking for a super easy and free way to support the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Take care.